Hello and good day to each and everyone. My name is Anima Entamawis, and today I will be discussing about in Chapter 7 entitled Technology Integrations in the Curriculum. And now, let's begin. So now, I will be discussing about the technology integrations in the curriculum. So, technology integration in the curriculum means using technology in smart and purposeful ways to make teaching and learning better and align with lessons goals. And now we have the lesson objectives. So by the end of these lessons, the students will be able to first define technology integrations and explain its purpose in the curriculum. Also differentiate the advantages and disadvantages of integrating technology in the curriculum. Lastly, we have list and describe common technology integrations tools such as productivity software, digital camera, computer-assisted instruction or CAI, and word processing and presentations. So these are the following lesson objectives that the students should be able to learn at the end of the lesson. Now, first we have the introduction. When you say technology integration, it is the use of technology resources such as computers, digital cameras, CD-ROMs, software applications, the internet, etc. in daily classrooms, practices, and the management of a school. So, meaning, the technology integration is ito pala yung paggamit ng technology such as yung computer, mga digital camera, hindi kaya mga software applications sa parang araw-araw, especially in the classroom, and how to manage the lesson with the use of technology related in a school lesson. Now we have the integrating technology in curriculum. We have advantages and disadvantages. For the advantages, we have career preparations, change in pattern, opens new path, enhance critical thinking. For the disadvantages, these are the following: costly, rapid change, and compatibility issue. So, for the advantages naman is first is yung career preparation. So, using the technology in schools, tinutulungan niya yung students to develop digital skills na needed ng mga bata in a modern careers, which is ngayon, nasa 21st century tayo. So, alam naman natin na most of the jobs today required knowledge of computers. Diba? Kailangan magaling tayo sa paggamit ng computers, even yung mga online tools, such as yung mga Excel, mga words, and presentations. Like for example, yung students, matututunan niya how to use an Excel, mga Google Workspace, or mga basic coding in a school to prepare for office work o kaya mga business tasks. Number 2 is yung change in pattern. So, dito naman is technology is nagtatransform siya traditionally teaching into more interactive and flexible learning. So, instead na yung students na nakikinig lang sa lecture, so students can explore simulations and mga videos and online quizzes and also mga simple drills and others collaborative activities. Number 3, we have the opens new paths. So when you say opens new paths, meaning technology is mag-provide sila ng access to informations and more experiences and resources that are not available inside a traditional classroom. Lastly, we have enhanced critical thinking. So with the use of digital tools in integrating curriculum, is the students encouraged to analyze and evaluate and solve problems. So, yung technology is mag-base siya task required higher level thinking such as yung students pwede siya mag-research, research ng mga informations, and mag-create ng mga digital outputs like yung mga comics, portfolio, e-portfolio, o yung electronic portfolio. For the disadvantages naman, First, we have the costly, meaning magastos. Alam naman natin ngayon na today, technology is requires money, di ba, for device. Para makabili tayo ng device, kailangan natin ng pera. And then, kung makabili ka naman ng cellphones, kailangan naman natin ng internet connection. So, yun yung Wi-Fi na tinatawag natin. Especially, kailangan din natin ng maintenance. Kapag nasira yung cellphone, kailangan nating bayaran. And, kailangan nating bayaran din yung mga software license. Katulad ng mga Microsoft, binabayaran yan. Minsan, monthly. Or di kaya mga year or a year siya binabayaran. I'm not mistakes. So, alam naman natin na not all schools can afford. Hindi nila afford yung mga updated gadgets o kaya mga reliable internet kasi nga mahina yung kanilang Wi-Fi or internet connections. Number 2 is yung rapid change. Alam naman natin yung technology nag-i-evolves quickly. So, yung tools natin is become outdated fast. So, yung teacher at saka si students, kailangan nilang yun nga, yung rapid change, ito yung technologies nag-evolve quickly. So, yung mga tools natin is na-outdate siya fast. So, si teacher and students, kailangan nila ng continuous training to keep up with the new system and upgrades. Like for example, schools buy new software, but after a year, the company releases a new version or requiring more training and additional expenses. Lastly, we have the compatibility issues. So, not all devices or software work well together. Minsan kasi may mga files, programs, o kaya apps na hindi agad na-open because of a certain devices. Yung iba is causing of delays or difficulty. Minsan mababa ang RAM o di kaya mababa yung give kaya hindi nakaka-save ng mga files. Like for example, si teacher, nag-create siya ng lesson using a program on Windows. So, yung si student, hindi niya nagamit ang tablets niya or anything na devices niya because may virus, something like na-corrupt yung files. Yan yung mga issues or disadvantages in integrating technology in curriculum. Now, we have a questions regarding the technology integration in the curriculum. So, bakit nga tayo gumagamit ng technology integration in the curriculum? Bakit tayo gagamit? So, these are the 4 reasons. First, technology motivates students. Yes, of course, tayong mga estudyante is namomotivate tayo sa paggamit ng technology. Kaya minsan, too much is napapabayaan natin na sa paggamit pala ng technology is nasosobrahan tayo. So, kailangan natin siyang gamitin sa magandang paraan. So, regarding naman dito sa technology motivates student is, totoo yun na technology makes learning more engaging, interactive, and enjoyable. Because with the use of technology, the lessons become more interested and focused, di ba? So, yung mga students, maglilid sila or magpa-participate sila doon sa i-discuss ng teacher with the use of digital tools. Number 2 is provides unique applications. Ito naman is technology allows teachers and students to do things that cannot be done with traditional methods alone. Like for example, is yung online dictionaries and translator in English, kaya simulation in science. So, gagamit sila ng mga virtual labs. So, yung tools na to, matutulungan yung students to understand yung mga concepts na nahihirapan i-imagine o di kaya visualize ng bata. So, number 3 is offers new approaches to teaching and learning. So, yun nga. Technology daw is opens the new doors to modern teaching and strategies such as blended learning. So, when you say blended learning is the mixing of online learning at saka face-to-face instructions. Lastly, we have to make teaching and learn more productive. Yes, of course, technology allows both teachers and students to work faster, easier, and more efficiently. A good example is teacher can create lessons, quizzes, and reports, and also organizing a grade or computing a grade using the Excel. Now we have the technology integrations tools. We have the following. First, productivity software, the internet, computer-assisted instruction or CAI, digital camera, and word processing and presentation software. So when you say technology integration tools, are digital resources used to enhance teaching, learning, and productivity in the classroom. So meaning to say, ito palang technology integration tools is napakalaking tulong siya sa mga teacher to deliver the lessons more effectively at saka allow the students to learn more interactive and participations regarding in the lessons. So we have the productivity software. Productivity software. Ito, isa siyang digital tools. Yun nga, kasi sabi ko lang kanina na that helps the teachers work more efficiently. Like for example, itong tinatawag na e-gradebook or yung electronic from the word e. Ginagamit ito to record, to compute, and organize the students' grade weekly. And also we have monitoring student progress. So from the word monitoring, so it is used to track students. Malalaman natin kung yung student ba natin is yung pagkatuto ba nila is nag-grow o hindi pa. O kailangan ba natin i-adjust ang ating mga strategy, kaya i-identify natin kung ano pa ba yung pangangailangan ng bata. At kailangan natin suportahan sa pamamagitan ng monitoring student progress. Doon natin malalaman yung growth ng learning ng isang bata. Now we have the internet. So, yung email, good example is yung email. Ginagamit siya for sending messages o kaya receiving messages, files, photos, and documents. Now we have the computer-assisted instruction. So, when you say CAI, it is used to teach students using the computer through interactive programs like given practices, mga feedback, and guided learning. Now we have the digital cameras or mga smartphones camera. This allows capturing of photos and videos for educational purposes. So, a good example is make a poster showing pictures of playground rules being followed. So, yan. With the use of digital camera, the students hopes tutulungan ng students to learn by capturing photos or kay mga video related to their lessons. And also, digital camera also uses in educations for documenting experiments or activities o kaya mag-create ng mga digital portfolios. And lastly, we have word processing and presentation software. When you say word processing is a type of software kung saan ginagamit siya to create and edit mga format text documents. While presentation software naman, this tools is to create a visual slideshow for lessons or report. A good example of word processing is Microsoft Word for editing a text and Excel to organize computing grades for the students. And lastly, we have the PowerPoint presentation for visualize the slideshow for lessons or report. And this is the reference of my report. And that would be all. That ends my report. I hope you learned something helpful today. And thank you for listening.